So obviously you both have walked red carpets throughout your lives, your careers, doing interviews, and I'm curious, do you think that those experiences will help you as you host the show and do interviews during this red carpet special?
I think so. I mean, for me, I came to this conclusion earlier today. You know, I think it's how I level the playing field with the athletes. You know,
you're the pro, dude.
I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so when I get like a 6'5" athlete, at least I've been on a carpet before, so we're sort of we're on even playing field for that.
I will say, dude, I've actually hosted. I hosted a red carpet for E, or no, not for E, for Extra, the ESPYs. So I have actually hosted a red carpet where I had Floyd Mayweather come by. I remember I had some guys come by, so I have a little bit of experience. But I say this: I am going to ride Jerry's coattails for sure in this party.
Oh, okay, so the pressure's on Jerry then. Well, we'll see. I think you guys got it probably. Next question for you guys is sort of fill in the blank question for both of you, and that is, I hope we get to interview blank on the red carpet at the Fanatics party.
Ooh. Jerry, you want to take that one?
I would love if, like, this is probably not going to happen. I think it'd be really cool. I'm a big golf fan. It'd be really cool if, like, Tiger Woods rolled through, or like Rory McIlroy. But that's selfish. That's me being selfish with my own interests. Matt, I bought you some time there.
Man. I mean, I don't even know who's coming to the party. That's the thing. Like, I think for me, okay, so this is opposite. Like, I love seeing the athletes. There'll be a lot of athletes, but I would love to interview like an actor because that's like not my world. So, like, I know Jerry's tight with Mark Wahlberg. I don't think Wahlberg's even going. You know who's going to be there? I bet Kevin Hart's going to be there. That would be fun to do. And Jerry
McConaughey would be cool.
McConaughey, he's come on our show on Big Noon, so McConaughey would be a fun little hang for a couple minutes. But for me, whatever actor or actress or whoever it is that comes by would be cool, just because I can kind of be a fan, you know, of those types of people.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I know you guys just mentioned you don't know the guest list yet, and I don't know this, but being here in Green Bay, I've got to ask, if quarterback one, Jordan Love, happens to be on the red carpet, what will you guys ask him?
I think first I would go with, you know, Jordan, who are you wearing tonight? No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. Definitely not.
We're definitely not going to be those guys this week.
We have a lot of fun games. I enjoy talking to athletes. Like, of course we'll ask a football question, but I like finding out the other stuff, right? And that's what I've enjoyed about Throwbacks with Matt is, you know, getting his story. That's not just because we know so much about his football career. So I don't know, I would dig in on Jordan Love. Maybe Jordan, like, you know, favorite show you used to come home from school and watch right away. Go. Like, I want to get the stuff. I want to get to know the guy.
Yeah, that's a good call. Maybe it's like favorite thing about the city of Green Bay outside of football, or I don't know. We're gonna throw a bunch of random stuff at these people and just and have fun. So, but Jordan Love, I imagine Jordan Love will probably be there. I think he'll be there.
Have you guys?
He's a hell of a player. That'd be fun. I've never met him.
Never met him? Okay, all right.
No.
Well, now I want to talk about the matchup itself. So I know personally I've had a lot of people tell me they may not watch this year's Super Bowl because they don't love that the Chiefs are in it.
Oh, well, those people don't love football then. Come on.
Okay. Because, you know, Chiefs in it for a third straight year. People don't like the Eagles, whatever. What would you tell those people to convince them why they should be watching this year's Super Bowl?
Well, listen, football's the greatest sport in America, and this is the last game that we get for a long time. And then there's a lull. And then we go into the NBA, that's fine. We go baseball, spring training, you get hockey, you get all these things, or hockey's going on right now. This is the last game. Enjoy it. And by the way, enjoy greatness with Patrick Mahomes. People are so tired of these things. I'm like, this is one of the greatest players we've ever seen. Enjoy it. We just witnessed Saquon Barkley in one of the greatest rushing seasons of all time. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Like, this is, like, it's going to be a fantastic game. And I think Josh Allen said it, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ, and Philly's got a chance to beat the champ. So I think there's plenty of great storylines going into this game that's going to make it an awesome one.
I've also said, you know what? I'm not going to eat cookies anymore. But guess what? I always eat the cookies.
Okay.
Those people saying they're not watching the Super Bowl, I defy you. I need evidence and proof.
Are you really not watching the Super Bowl? Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Play in the backyard with your dogs? Like, you know, you're going to sit on the couch and you're going to have the best 3.5 hours of your life. You're going to have some drinks. You're going to have some snacks. And a lot of people are probably going to hope Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs lose.
Right.
Yep.
That's fair. I totally agree. I think people that are saying they won't actually will, because let's be honest, we're all going to be watching it that day. On the topic, though, of Super Bowls, do you guys have a favorite previous Super Bowl matchup or Super Bowl moment from the past?
In recent memory, I really enjoyed when the Harbaughs were coaching against each other. I thought that was pretty cool, just as a side plot of a Super Bowl that had nothing to do with my favorite team. I'm a Giants fan, so I could list off all those. But I really enjoyed when the Harbaugh brothers coached against each other. I imagine I have a brother, and I just would think of my mom in that scenario. Like, who are you rooting for, your firstborn or your baby boy? Come on, let's be honest here.
How cool is that? And that's also like Kelsey's too, like a couple of years ago, right? When Kelsey's going up against each other. I was fortunate enough to play in a Super Bowl. We lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the very end, but so it's fun for me to like, because I was a part of Super Bowl week practice. Like, I know what it's like, and I know the magnitude of it. And I played in national championship in college, and the Super Bowl is nothing. It's like, it is just like the biggest of the big. Like, you can't really explain it unless you've kind of been a part of it. So even though we lost, I always just go back, like, it's a pretty cool memory to be like, hey, I played in the Super Bowl, like played with Hall of Famers. We were one play away from winning it, and almost having a Super Bowl ring. So that year, Cardinals, Steelers obviously sticks out for me personally.
Yeah, you definitely don't take those moments for granted, I'm sure. Question, obviously, us being here in Green Bay, we got to ask your Packers knowledge. They've made the playoffs the last 2 seasons now with Jordan Love just finishing his 2nd season as starter. But where do you see for them, what do they have to do to get to the level of a team like the Eagles and the Chiefs that are making the Super Bowl every couple years?
Well, look, I think first of all, you have the pieces in place, right? You have a tremendous running back who had a great year, and you found that. You have a running game. I think Jordan Love will continue to just grow. I mean, you have the most important piece in football is you need a quarterback, and you need a quarterback who you can count on. And I think we're still seeing, like, he does turn the ball over at times. He has a little bit of that gunslinger mentality, but you can see the talent there. And now you're starting to see a little bit of the pieces around him. And again, I think just great teams find ways to keep their good players, and you go and you draft well, and you also go and get a couple key pieces that you need you need to compete with, the Detroit Lions of the world in the NFC. You need to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot of that, I was telling Jerry earlier, like a lot of that is just you won up front. So continuing to get bigger and better up front on both lines of scrimmages it's always the key. And football too, it's like the Packers are there. Like, it's so, like, the Lions were the best team in football this year probably, and look what happened. Like, it's such a difficult sport. It's always 1 or 2 plays away from advancing. Look at what just happened with the Bills and the Chiefs. So they're very close. They have a great young nucleus. I love their coach, so I think they're not far off,
I love that. Well, a couple more questions for you guys, though, or we'll wrap it up here soon. I love that you guys said you're going to be here in Green Bay in April for the draft. We're all so excited for it, looking forward to it. Matt, I want to ask you, though, specifically, can you take us back to 2006 when you were waiting to be drafted? What was that day like for you? What were kind of your emotions like and all that, just to give us an idea of what these guys are feeling?
Yeah, it was, it was incredible. So I always say this, looking back, I probably would have stayed home, right? Because you've seen those stories where, like, because back then they only took 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys. Now they take like 50, so that a lot of these kids can experience first round, second round. You can just kind of experience the whole weekend of it, because the draft now is a spectacle, which I love. I think that's great. Back then it was only like 4 or 5. It was really like you're guaranteed top 10 picks or top 5 picks that you thought. So the year before me, it was Aaron Rodgers fell right all the way to Green Bay in the 20s. And then the next year was me, and I fell to 10, which wasn't that bad, but it felt like hours in there. And then I think the following year was Brady Quinn fell all the way to the 20s to Cleveland. So if I look back, I probably would have stayed home and enjoyed with my family and friends. All that being said, it was obviously New York City. It was a fun 3 or 4 days. They really kind of stack your days with a lot of appearances, a lot of things to do, interacting with the community there, a lot of things the NFL set up. But I remember this. I never told Jerry this. So like picking third was the Tennessee Titans, and Norm Chow was the offensive coordinator there. He was just my coordinator at USC, and he had just left. Jeff Fisher, the head coach, was a USC guy. I threw for them, went out there, all of these things. That's where I thought I was going to get drafted at number 3 to Tennessee. The night before the draft, Norm Chow called me and was like, you know, they ended up drafting Vince Young, and the owner wanted Vince Young. I mean, that story's documented, and Vince is one of my buddies, whatever. They just went a different route. But Norm said like he was like standing on the table for me to like draft me at number 3. So I knew that the night before the draft that I wasn't going 3rd. And the next couple teams, I thought I was going to Oakland. I actually just heard I just heard a crazy long-winded story that I was supposed to go to Oakland at 7 because I tripped out there as well. Wow. And a strength coach that was a part of the team that I just ran into during the college football season was like, we were drafting you. We were all in the room. He told me this. I never heard it. We were drafting you, and like 30 seconds on the clock, Al Davis, the great late Al Davis, they had me. They were picking me at 7. He went with Michael Huff the last 30 seconds. He said, I want Michael Huff. And that was it. And he was like, Matt, you could hear a pin drop in the room. Everybody, scouts, coaches, they all were looking at each other like, are we really doing this? Like I'm going to say I'm getting goosebumps. He literally just told me that a couple months ago. I was like, no, I didn't know that. All that being said, a lot of emotions. It's kind of crazy back then. But like my family was there, my close circle of people were there. So I always have those memories. And Denny Green, the late Denny Green, rest in peace, he called me on the phone. So I talked to him. And it's a memory and something that you'll always remember forever. So just forever grateful for Arizona for drafting me.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing all that. And
sorry for all those stories.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear that the both of you are going to be here in Green Bay, though, for the draft. I'll have to get you in studio, maybe try to do some stuff. I know you guys will.
In studio and a restaurant list would be lovely.
Oh,
yes.
Don't worry, we got you on that for sure. Especially.
Are we cheese curds? Are we doing cheese curds? Is that in Green? Yeah.
We'll make sure to get the list of the best places to get them. But guys, thank you so much again for your time.